Let's start quadratic functions review. You have two options. You will receive or the general form or the standard form or vertex form. What you need to find is the vertex, axis of symmetry equation, x-intercept, y-intercept, domain, and range. So let's start. Here, you need to identify your values. Your A is going to be -3. B is -12, and the last one is C, that is +6. Now, the way to get the vertex form is completing the square. For that one, you have to do this procedure. You need to write f of x equals, the A needs to be outside. So it's going to be -3, and then you open parentheses. Outside your parentheses, you have to write your C, so it's +6. What you need to write inside is the two last terms you have here, or the x terms. How? -3 divided by -3 is going to be 1, so you just write x squared. -12 divided by -3 is going to be +4. So you write it here, +4x. Now, what we need to do is complete this square. And remember, if we add something, we need to subtract something outside the equation in order to keep it balanced. So what you need to do is your middle term, that this one is +4, and please write the sign, divided by 2 elevated to the second. +4 divided by 2 is +2 elevated to the second, and +2 elevated to the second is 4. So what do we need to add is a +4. Since we have here a +4, we need to subtract it outside. So it's -4. But times your A, in this case, -3. So let's solve it. F of x equals -3, parentheses. Now, what are you going to write inside your parentheses? Your special product. That is the square root of the first term, that is x, the sign of the middle term, that is positive, and the square root of the third term, that is 2. +6 -4 times -3 is +12, and then you just answer this. It's f of x equals -3 x +2 squared plus 18, and you find it. If you can see here, the +2 is the one you will get inside your parentheses. So now you have also your h and k value. H and k, h is the one inside of the parentheses that if this is +2, it's going to be -2. You need to change its sign. And the k is the one outside the parentheses, so it's going to be +18. Okay, let me write it again here. It's going to be f of x equals -3x squared -12x +6. And this one is f of x equals -3 parentheses x +2 squared plus 18. Now, in order to fill all the information needed, well, first of all, the easy one is the domain. It's going to be always real numbers. Why? Because we have verticals, parabolas. Let's start with the vertex. The vertex is h, k, and you have the values here. H is -2, k is 18. So your vertex is -2, 18. Now, your axis of symmetry is x equals your value or your h value for the vertex, from the vertex, that is -2. And the y-intercept is 0, comma, your c value from the general form, that is 6. Your range depends on the type of parabola you will have. This is downwards. How do I know? Because we have a negative a. So it's going to be from negative infinite to my k value of my vertex. Why k value? Because range are all possible values for y, and y is the k value. So what is missing at the end? At the end is only missing the x-intercept. How do we find that once? Easy. X-intercept is when y equals 0. So you have two options. You have the general form, or you have the standard or vertex form. I'm going to use this one. Why? Because I like this one, because it's easier to get the x-intercept. So I'm going to write here y equals -3 x plus 2 to the second plus 18. Remember, y needs to be equal 0, so it's 0 equals -3 x plus 2 squared plus 18. Now, you need to solve for x. So the first thing we need to move or pass is the 18. -18 equals -3 x plus 2 squared. Then, from these two, we need to move first the 3, or the -3. That is going to be -18 divided by -3 equals x plus 2 squared. Then this is 6 equals x plus 2 to the second. And the way to cancel the second is getting the radical, but please don't forget plus minus radical of 6 equals x plus 2. And finally, we move the 2. Since it's adding, we need to subtract in the other side. And that is going to be our x-intercept. And yes, we need to get them both. x1 is going to be plus radical of 6 minus 2. And x2 is going to be minus radical of 6 minus 2. My values are 0.45 and minus 4.45. These ones I need to write it as a coordinate. 0.45, comma 0, and minus 4.45, comma 0. Well, now what is missing is the graph. So my vertex is -2, comma 18. So it's going to be, this is -2, this is going to be minus 18. No, sorry, it's -2, comma 18. It's positive. I'm going to write it here. So this is my vertex, -2, comma 18. Now, what else do I need to graph? Well, I need to graph the axis of symmetry. That one is not that hard. You just draw a line on x. That is going to be axis of symmetry equation, x equals -2. Then, vertex, axis of symmetry, y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0, 6. If this one was 18, well, 6 is going to be here. So it's 0, 6. This is y-intercept. And finally, x-intercept, that is going to be 0.45. It's going to be here. 0.45, 0, and minus 4. This is 2, 4, something a little further. Minus 4.45, 0. This is my last y-intercept. My parabola opens downwards, and it's like this one. Please don't forget to write f of x equals -3 x plus 2 elevated to the second plus 18. And that's when you finish that quadratic function. Thank you.